प्रभु तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी, पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी। जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह, नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह। हरे कृष्ण महाराज नी जय। Someone once quoted that coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. And working together is success. I want to tell you a small story. Once an entire flock of doves were caught under a hunter's net. They all flapped their wings and tried in their own way to escape. But their attempts were futile. Then one of the doves calmed the others down and suggested that they flap their wings together. So, when they flapped their wings together, they started to fly in the air, and the net flew right off. Thus, by working together, they successfully regained their freedom. What does this small, short story tell us? What does that quote tell us? It all tells us that unity is a big factor in life. Today's topic is unity, something that everyone needs, no matter how great, powerful, wealthy, or intelligent a person is. Without unity, it is very difficult to get by in life. That's why we're going to talk about unity today. Unity is such an unstoppable force that with it, man can achieve the unthinkable. Just think, man went on the moon, went into space, has sent satellites far beyond the solar system, built high and tall rising skyscrapers. Even if you think about it, man has made all this technology, this civilization. Just think where we were 300 years ago and think where we're now right now in technology terms. In every aspect, just think. That's how great man has done work. But how? Through the force of unity. Without it, it's impossible. It's not a one-man show, but everyone's making an effort. And due to that, success is being reached at high peaks. Now let's take a look at the definition of unity. According to Oxford Encyclopedic English Dictionary, unity is defined as oneness, being one, being formed of parts that constitute a whole. Unity, in essence, is the wholehearted combination of individuals to achieve a specified goal. This is a simple definition, meaning, just take an example of the fruit pomegranate. A pomegranate, from the outside, is whole, but when you split it open, it has its different seeds, and there's hundreds of seeds inside of one pomegranate, and they're all separate. But when it's wrapped in its shell, you can say, it's contained as one. It's showing unity right there. Just like a pomegranate, unity can be explained in such a way. We can say that together, everyone achieves more, but this is only true when individuals realize their goals and roles, you can say. If a person doesn't know what role he's specified to, if a person doesn't know what he has to do, then he won't be involved. And if he's not involved, then it's not a team effort. Meaning, each and every person must know their role in order for unity to succeed, in order for unity to become a reality, you can say. Saying this, I want to tell you a small story. The title of this story is called The Carpenter's Tools Committee. Listen, it's all started with one single tool saying, he's too noisy. He's got to step down. Yeah, I agree. He must go. A cheer of approval erupted as the members of Carpenters Tools Committee called for the recognition of the presiding chairman, Mr. Hammer. Sensing the hostility, Mr. Hammer stood up and countered, "Okay, I'll go, but only if Mr. Chisel resigns as well. You see, there's no depth in his work. It's always superficial." As everyone's eyes turned to Mr. Chisel, he reacted, "Well, if I have to go, Mr. Ruler will also have to go." He always measuring people as though he's the only one who is right. The attention turned to Mr. Ruler. Dodging the issue, he accused Mr. Sandpaper. "I think he should go because he's rougher than he ought to be. He's always rubbing people up in the wrong way." Shifting the parcel of blame, Mr. Sandpaper focused on Mr. Saw. "In my opinion, Mr. Saw should withdraw because he's always cutting people up." Upset by the allegations, Mr. Saw was just about to retaliate when the carpenter walked in. He gathered the tools into his work bag and took them to his workshop and built a beautiful chair to sit on. Individually, the tools were bickering and disunited, but when united by the carpenter, they combined with each other to create a beautiful chair. This is the strength of unity. On an individual basis, they were fighting and they wanted power. But you saw when the carpenter, he used them all together, he made a chair with them, proving that unity is successful, unity is powerful, unity is a force of nature only when individuals combine to become one. That's why we saw that the definition of unity is oneness. Now, everywhere we look, we see evidence of success that goes with unity. You can say sports teams, big corporations, businesses, and even political parties are more likely to succeed if they are united and every individual cooperates with other members of their team to work towards their common goals. Just think, sports teams and big businesses in the world all become successful because they're unified. Thus, let us take a look at the value of unity. First and foremost, family. We can say that this unity plays the biggest role in this element of family. Every day in our life, we have some kind of relationship with our family. Every day we deal with our family. But if there is no unity, it is very, you can say, disruptive to live with them. A united family is a happy family, you can say. This bond of unity prevents long-lasting rifts and problems. Obviously, when everyone's on the same page, there's no problems in a family. But it's only when someone breaks away and starts something new or starts something that the others don't like that unity really breaks. Although there may be differences of opinion, they all compromise and speak with one voice. This is how powerful unity plays in our day-to-day life and in the role of a family. Now you can also see in the social world, sports, football, basketball, volleyball, and other sports where a team is required. If a team is one and in sync with one goal, then the achievement of winning for that particular team increases dramatically. All these sports require players And with the players, one can succeed. And without them, no one can win. No matter how good a person is, suppose in football, there's the best person in the whole league who's playing. But if he has no team, if he doesn't have other players with him, he's useless and he cannot win. But only with his team members, he shines out and he becomes a star. Meaning, when you become unified, you become a star. But when you play as an individual, and there's a saying that says there's no I in team. In the same way, when one forgets one's ego, when one forgets one's talent, when one forgets one's self, and when one starts thinking about one's team, then the power of unity is engaged. It's all about a team effort, you can say. So that's how sports teams manage each other. And lastly, corporations. Big businesses in the world. You can say major corporations need teamwork because of the mass amounts of work which has to be distributed to all the people. Without the work being done, there would not be any kind of corporation or company or even kind of any, you can say, flow of work. That's why in big corporations they make a branch system saying that the CEO is the top. Then after that, it's managing officers. After that, underneath them are managers. Underneath managers are supervisors. And underneath the supervisors, there's workers. This is a simple branch system. Obviously, corporations and businesses have much more advanced and intricate systems. But just to make the example, now after orders are given by the CEO, but if he doesn't have any managing officers, or if the managing officers don't have any managers, or if the managers don't have any supervisors, or if the supervisors don't have any workers, how could that work possibly become fulfilled? After the order is given out from the CEO, it's kind of like a wave, an ocean wave. It starts and then it just continues until it hits the seashore. In the same way, after that command is given by the CEO, all those workers underneath him also have to work, also have to play as a team in order to fulfill the CEO's task, job, or work. And when that's done, that's a perfect example of unity right there. So this unity, or you can say mutual cooperation, is central to human existence and for human mankind to make progress. In civilizations, many have gained greatness, not through their individual talents, but through as a team, particularly. As we talked about, even human existence has survived from diseases, from, you can say, dinosaurs, from climate changes, from the past, all because of some kind of unity they used. They stick together. That's why they're strong. Just think, if there is thousands of lions, but if there is only one elephant, it can be taken down. But if there's only one lion compared to that one elephant, it can't be taken down. When there's more numbers, when there's more of a unity bond, then the success rate of any individual or even any animal or any kind of thing increases dramatically. That's why this is such a big factor. Just think, if there's a well and one draws 25 pails of water, and if one starts to pour each pail in different directions, It's not a big force. But if one takes those pails of water, 25 of them, and pours it in one single direction, it becomes a force like a river, and it's much stronger. That's why this topic is very unique and something very much that one should abide by in one's life in order to become successful. Now, another story I'm reminded of, it's called A Bundle of Sticks. So, once an old man was very ill, lying in his bed. He had 4 sons who were always fighting with each other. He always worried about them and wanted to teach them a lesson, and asked his sons to come to him. When they came, the old man gave them a bundle of sticks, and he asked, "Can you break these sticks?" The first son tried to break the bundle, but nothing happened. He tried very hard and finally gave up. Then it was the turn of the second son to try his luck. He thought it would be an easy task and picked up the bundle, but he failed as well. It was very difficult to break them, he said. Then the third son tried to break the bundle of sticks, but nothing happened as well. The old father was very much impressed because he knew that his youngest son had some kind of talent. Meanwhile, the youngest son smiled to his brothers, and then what he did was he took the bundle and he broke the bundle, the rope that was tied around it, and he broke the sticks individually. "What a smart boy," the father said. And then the father spoke. He said, "Children, do you understand what happened? It is always easy to break the sticks one by one, but when they are bundled together, none of you could break them. In the same way, you 4 brothers should always be together. No one will be able to hurt you then." The 4 brothers realized what their father was trying to teach them and forgot all their ego, and they learned about the strength of unity. This story shows us that if we are one bundle, if we are as one, it's very difficult for someone to break us. But if we're individuals, it's easy to be broken. On a religious aspect, when one joins oneself with God and his true ekantik Sadpurush, when one unites not one's body only, not one's mind only, but when one unites one's soul with the true ekantik Sadpurush and God, then the barriers of Maya, the forces of Maya, the illusion, this materialistic world cannot break that person because he is united with God and his true saint. Unity with only these 2, God and his true saint, are the true purpose of this religion. They are the true purpose of following satsang, becoming religious. And without these 2 factors, if one unites oneself with everything else but forgets these 2 factors, God and his true ekantik Satpurush, then there is no satsang, we can say. That's why we learned about what unity is. We learned about the definition of unity. We even saw some examples, some worldly examples of unity, such as corporations, sports teams, etc. But my main message to all of you today is, what direction should we unite ourselves in? Meaning, of course, in the world, people join sports teams and corporations, and sure, you have to use unity there. But beyond all that, unity to what will grant one happiness, bliss? Well, there's only two things in this world that if one unites with, one will never become unhappy. First is God, and second is his true saint. Only when one joins oneself with such a saint that one becomes eligible to attain God. So, I want to leave you off with some quotes of unity. J.K. Rowling once said, "We are only as strong as we are united, and as weak as we are divided." As we talked about, that example already came. Mr. Alexander Dumas once said, "All for one, and one for all. United we stand, divided we fall." Just think, all for one, and one for all. United we stand, and divided we fall. If one is divided, one will fall. But if one is united, then one will succeed. And lastly, and my most favorite, an unknown author once said, "A hand fought best when it is made into a fist." Very short, but very effective. A hand fought best when it is made into a fist. Such are messages of the great, and through their greatness, through such kind of wisdom, they have achieved greatness. So, believing this factor to be the most important in one's life, one should not only share, but also engage oneself and others in the factor of unity. Saying this, my humble Jai Swaminarayan. Shripatim Sridharam Sarvadevishwaram Bhaktidharmatmanam Vasudevam Hare Madhavam Kesavam Kamdam Karanam Swaminarayanam Nilkantham Bhaje Hare Krishna Maharaj Ni Jai.